Welcome back to Steve's Project Car Garage. My name is Steve and this is my 2012 Volkswagen GLI. Well, today it's a very sad Volkswagen GLI and I'll tell you why. So I went to go get lunch yesterday with the car and I was driving along and I was about 1.5 miles or so away from home when all of a sudden the car started to stutter a little bit, and then all of a sudden the EPC light came on, followed by a flashing check engine light. Now the check engine light has been on this car for a couple of weeks because I do know that there is an evap pump that needs to be replaced, so that's not a big deal. I knew that's, you know, there, but all of a sudden it started to flash, which was not normal. So I pulled over and I went ahead and I plugged in my little OBD2 meter that I got from Amazon, and it was giving me a P0304 error. And so what that is, and I looked it up in the manual, is it was a misfire coming from cylinder 3. So when I got back home, I said, let's figure out what's going on. I had a suspicion that it could be the coil packs. I had not replaced the coil packs yet in this car, and we're at about 85,000 miles. I knew that the spark plugs were relatively new. I replaced those at about 65,000 miles. So I know those probably should be just fine unless there's something crazy going on with the engine. So I pulled out the coil pack from cylinder 3 and I swapped it with cylinder 2. And when I went ahead and started the car back up, the issue was still there. However, the code went from a single misfire to a double misfire because it had detected that cylinder 3 was misfiring, but now cylinder 2 is misfiring as well. So that pretty much confirmed for me that it's actually a coil pack issue. So I went on over to Napa Auto Parts and I picked up a 4-pack of NKG coils for about 130 bucks or so. And I'm gonna go ahead and swap those out and we'll take you on the trip and see if that takes care of the problem. So for this job, you really don't need a lot of tools. So this is your engine cover, and this is just covering up the ugly part of the engine. You go ahead and take that off. And you see that we have immediate access to our coil packs. So these can sometimes be a little bit of a bear to get off, and that's okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by trying to remove these. There's little clips on here you got to push down, and that allows you to kind of pull the coil pack off. Now, these have been worked on before previously by me, and I think I broke the tabs that are on these. And so when I broke these tabs, it kind of made it a little bit easier to go ahead and pull them off. So the new coil packs that I have will have new tabs on it, so that way these will be nice and tight. But that wasn't the issue, I know for a fact, because these were seated pretty well. Alright, so these are the new NGK coil packs that I got from Napa. A lot of folks said you're supposed to use Bosch for your German cars, but there's also a lot of performance blogs and groups that say NGK is actually really the way to go. So that's what we have here. I got this 4-pack again from Napa Auto Parts. This is what your coil pack will look like. Pretty straightforward. There's your connector, and these go ahead and sit down on top of the actual spark plug itself. And you also take a look here. I just noticed that yellow stuff is actually some diastatic grease to go ahead and help make sure it's got a good connection. So unlike your traditional older cars, you don't have to worry about firing order on these because, well, it's already determined by the actual plugs. So we can just pull these guys out. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult, other times you can just kind of rock them and they pull out. So you can see, these are a little bit different. These have like an insulated boot that goes on them, whereas these are kind of more just a metal, there's no real kind of insulation. But otherwise, you can see these things are virtually identical. So we'll go ahead and drop this guy on in. Let's go ahead and get the next one. This one's going to be a little bit of a pain. Just going to get a good purchase on it. There we go. Now, just like that, we've put in new coil packs. Of course, you want to kind of give them a good hit, just make sure that they're on there nice and snug. And then we'll go ahead and attach these. All right, let's go ahead and we'll put the cover back on. All right, so you saw how quick of a process that was. We got that taken care of. So now let's go ahead and start the car and see how it goes. Now I'll show you too that this is my scanner. I have it plugged in currently. And I'll go ahead and push in the clutch. Let's see what we got. Aha! I can already hear that it's working and firing better. Nice and smooth. All right. Now, right now there's no check engine light. I'm gonna go scan. All right, so now it's giving us one error. Let's see what that error is. One pending fault. That's the P0302, which was from that misfire on cylinder 2. So let's go ahead and reset, erase. This does say that erase fails, but it actually does go through and actually erase it. Let's rescan it. We got nothing. No codes. No check engine light. And nice and smooth. Beautiful. So I know that was a bit of a basic and easy job, but it's something that you can do on your own, even without very much mechanical skill. If you've been following my channel, you know that I'm brand new to a lot of this. I mean, I've played with cars for a little bit, but nothing serious, no formal training or anything. That job probably took me all of about 15 minutes to do. Cost about 130 bucks. If this were to happen to you and you weren't familiar with the problem, it would probably result in a tow bill, 100 bucks, 130 to 150 bucks in parts, and probably $75 to $100 in shop labor. So you see how quickly something very simple like this can go ahead and add up quite quickly for the mechanic, right? So at the mechanic shop, they see this and it's a golden ticket because it's a quick and easy job, but it's something that you can do. So anyways, that's the wrap on this one. As far as the Triumph is concerned, you can kind of see it sitting back over there. It's resting at the moment. I spent the morning working on it. Actually welded in some new metal, which is great. That little piece. And so I'll be doing a video on that probably in the next couple of days. I'm going to do some more work on it before I finish up the video and all that, but figured I'd give you guys something a little different. Hope that y'all have yourself a great day, and cheers.